Hey guys, I'm Caroline Sanchez.
And I'm Bianca Davis, and welcome back to another episode of What's Thesis?
This is our last show, so we really hope that you enjoy it because we're going to be out of here after. So let's see what happens. Okay, so for our first episode of Hot Topics, we're going to be talking about Azealia Banks, who I kind of like sometimes.
And I kind of hate all the time.
So basically, she got really witchy the other day, and she posted a picture on her Instagram that she quickly deleted, but I screenshotted it.
It was a picture of Russell Crowe,
Yeah.
who she has alleged beef with because he spit on her at a dinner, I believe.
When she was with Nas, because they worked on a TV show together, or a movie. It was a movie. And yeah, she kind of got her fan base she kind of addressed them in her Instagram post saying that they were gonna perform a hex.
Yeah, they're all her witches
on none
were gonna
other
get
than
together.
the subject of Russell Crowe.
And I don't know, like, what made her think to do this now. Probably just publicity. Like, why come back to this if the beef has been so long
I think
ago?
she just always hates him. Just like when she goes on like the Breakfast Clubs and starts talking about Nas.
Yeah, I feel like she holds grudges. Like,
yeah, obviously,
deep.
and she's a witch, so I wouldn't be like surprised. But we're not surprised by her witchiness because she's killed chickens in her closet before.
Yeah, she's done a lot of craziness. But let's move on to Miss Black China, Angela White. She's been selling some white cream, some bleach cream.
In Nigeria, of all places, and it's called Whitenicious?
Whitenicious? I don't know. But she's teaming up with this Nigerian lady called Densia, who's kind of owns this product, the Whitenicious, and they're marketing towards black women in Africa to bleach their skin, which is terrible.
So we have some pictures of the comments that were under her post expressing their disgust. Someone called her a self-hating wench. What else? Someone said, you made it all this way being yourself.
And then why is she trying to change stuff now? But I don't think that she's actually using this bleach cream. I think that
I don't think so either.
I think she's just trying to sell it because she's light-skinned, so it's easy to market off.
Yeah, because she wasn't, I'm not sure. Was she darker before?
No, she was always light-skinned.
So, yeah.
And people who bleach don't turn out looking like her complexion. They look ashy and like they look chalky. It doesn't, but it doesn't end up looking like that. And plus, she has enough money. Like, she has 2 baby fathers who are rich.
She doesn't need to be doing this. That's why I don't understand why.
I feel like it's just for attention and
marketing. It is.
Not attention, but money.
I
don't think she has a good type of conscience. But let's go on to another Kardashian, Kim.
Miss Kim Kardashian told us some new information, which is that she makes a lot of her bad decisions when she's using ecstasy, which is kind of surprising because I don't really see her as someone who does ecstasy.
I feel like back in the day, like, everyone was doing drugs.
I could see her doing coke.
I could see her doing coke and ecstasy, but she said she got married and the sex tape was when she was on ecstasy. But Ray J came out and said that was a lie, that she only smoked weed. And then she commented, she made a comment that was on the Shade Room.
Yeah, there's some comments like, why do we care so many years later? LOL, people do anything for attention. I kind of agree with that. It's been a really long time. To bring this up now kind of doesn't excuse it anymore. We've already gotten past that.
Even the new video that leaked of her smoking out of the weed-shaped bong, it was still like, no one cares anymore. It's been years. Like, let's move on.
But then a video was leaked of her smoking out of
the bong.
Which I have my suspicions about who posted it. I think it was Ray J.
Yeah, Ray J probably leaked it because
who else would have the video, right?
That's true. He probably had to say that he didn't want to seem like she was drugged up, so he just admitted it was just weed. But let's go on to
Ariana Grande, our queen,
who
voted. Who posted "Thank You" next.
She finally released the video, and she had a lot of famous scenes from
and it movies. Got to 100 million views in a record amount.
Really?
So good for her, because we were just talking about how she got on Billboard.
Yeah, it was number 1 on Billboard.
Some of the movies that she recreated were Legally Blonde, Mean Girls, 13 Going on 30, and Bring It On.
Bring It On, yes. I mean, the looks were to kill for. And she also had Colleen, the YouTuber.
Colleen, Trevor. Gabby, who she's had. Trevor? Troye Sivan?
They're all the same.
By the way, like one of the news places like Entertainment Weekly or something said that he was a Pete Davidson lookalike. They didn't even know it was Troye Sivan, which is hilarious.
He doesn't even look like Pete Davidson at all either.
Someone else said it was Ellen.
But yeah.
Yeah, the real Aaron Samuels came on from Mean Girls.
And then she also had the other girl from Mean Girls too. She like used a lot of famous people.
Yeah, and of course one of the most important was Kris Jenner.
Right? Yeah. Recording the famous Mean Girls.
The famous Mean Girls Christmas dance.
Yes.
So that was a really good thing that happened, that was dropped.
It was pretty cute. But let's move on to our fave, Mr. Drake Aubrey.
Mm-hmm.
He was spotted on a date with London/Jamaican rapper Stefflon Don after he shot his shot.
He shot his shot on Instagram Live.
He made it. He won a date with her. And how do you feel about this?
I mean, I think it was because he said he'd organize her wigs.
Yeah.
And she kind of was like,
one
you know
man
what,
doesn't,
baby?
like, you know who doesn't want that?
But like, Drake, if you're in it, like, can I go on a date? Like,
maybe one day when we get famous.
One day when we're famous, right? Bianca definitely.
Yes.
But
We're
we'll
gonna
be right
cut
back.
to commercial.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Don't worry, the 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
I'm a lot more confident and a lot more sure of my abilities. At Oswego was where I really found myself and became the person I am.
You work hard and you play hard. I love the environment of SUNY Oswego.
Hey guys, welcome back. We wanted to have a chill show today, so we thought it'd be nice if we have some questions and we discuss some things, and what better thing to discuss than mental health, which we both are knowledgeable about, I think.
We have 5 questions, but just a quick note before we we're not professionals, we're only college students, so take this, like a grain of salt. But our first question is, growing up, did you feel like you had a safe environment to speak about your mental health?
I think that I came from a really religious background where in my family it was more like you pray your sadness away. And I feel like a lot of kids can relate with that, where they kind of don't really want to talk about the things that's going on in their head because they kind of just think that it's like Satan.
Yeah, they don't, or your family doesn't find it serious, so you don't really talk much about it, or just the community you live in. So, like they don't consider depression as such a big deal or as a real thing because you can't really see it.
Especially like in first generation families or even just
people of color.
Yeah, that's how people of color. It's very hard to discuss those types of things because we've kind of been, I don't know.
They kind of brushed under the rug.
Yeah, because I guess there's more serious things to deal with than that, or because their whole lives, like our parents and the generations before that, were kind of taught that it wasn't.
They didn't have as much
important
awareness on this as we do now.
Exactly. So now we know more about it, but
our parents don't, so they don't take it as serious.
Exactly. Okay, next question. How much do you think school has an effect on your mental health?
Your girl's going crazy. Yeah. I feel like with most college kids, like it's a lot of stress, like anxiety, like making sure you have your work done. and also trying to keep like a social life, like keep up with your friends, and like getting enough sleep. So it can cause you to like get a little depressed, especially during the winter time too, like seasonal depression, like because it gets dark early and it's cold outside, and just trying to keep up with appearances as well. You know?
And then we have teachers that assign us like 8 to 10 page papers as if we're not taking 6 classes. And for someone who like deals with mental health, I feel like that's just such a burden on. Because
like, you don't even want to do simple things. So why would I don't want to do no essay either.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people who have who struggle with mental health say that they feel like their mind is like a full-time job.
Yeah.
So then when you're
like you're always tired.
Just as a person tired, and then on top of that even more, it's just like horrible.
It's a lot. Our third question is: do you think people make changes to accommodate your mental health?
I think that there are certain people who do, like the people who are around me the most, probably like you. Like we make sure that we don't put ourselves in situations that will
trigger anything.
Yeah, exactly. Because if anyone, like, no one wants to be in a situation where someone like you care about is right next to you having like a panic attack.
Yeah, like a mental breakdown.
But there are a lot of people who know of this but still don't, like we said, believe in it. So
they aren't as cautious when it comes to certain things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They kind of, in the moment when it's happening, they even almost blame you.
Yeah, they put it off as like
there's a lot of
issue.
like stigma of like telling people who are going through like anxiety attack to relax,
like, or to calm down, or it's not that big of a deal. But to you it is. But
yeah.
Like, to them obviously it's not. But it's personally.
Yeah, and telling someone who's freaking out that it's not a big a deal is gonna make them feel even worse about it and make the situation worse.
Definitely.
Do you agree? Right?
I agree, 100%. Because if you could calm down, you would do it on your own. So hearing someone else tell you, like, isn't gonna help you.
Especially people with anxiety they usually don't want attention, and that draws attention.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Getting angry over here.
Damn it. Do you notice yourself being surrounded by people who also suffer from mental health issues?
I feel like we said earlier, that people are more aware of it. So people like are willing to joke about it, like the internet, like you can see you're not the only one struggling. So I feel like it's more awareness. So that's why I feel like back in the day it probably was the same amount of people, but they just didn't know. So they didn't like have nothing. Like they didn't have a name to it. You know what I'm saying? Like they just
I kind of feel like, do we surround ourselves with people who also have the same type of problems, or do more people in this world, our age, just have more of the problems? Do you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Because
I think
isn't it like a thing that right now in our world, there's probably like the most amount of
I think our generation, suffering with the most like anxiety and depression, like in history. But I also feel like they weren't recording it back then either. So how would they even know that?
That's true.
Yeah.
But I think the internet contributes to a lot of the depression that a lot of the kids have.
Yeah, because you have social media, like you're trying to keep up with everyone around you, just trying to keep up with the parents, like I said earlier.
And there's a lot of more things in the media, like 13 Reasons Why.
Oh yeah, 13 Reasons Why.
Yeah, I forgot 13 Reasons Why, and I guess for some people that's like a good type of show to show awareness, I guess. But for others who, like you'll see on the news, a lot of people have died because of it.
A lot of people have been, like the suicide rate kind of skyrocketed.
Yeah, I read an article the other day that said that. So a lot of these shows aren't even helping.
But I do feel like you do want to surround yourself with people who are like you and who are understanding. So like you will have friends who are more depressed than like someone who's like happy all the time. Because like honestly, when you're sad, you don't want to be around that. You know.
And in the moments, you want to be sad and be okay with being sad. Because a lot of people will blame you for it, but I feel like if you surround yourself with people who understand, they'll kind of make you feel okay and validate your feelings.
They're not questioning it all the time.
Exactly.
So they're making you feel comfortable. Our last question: what's some advice for someone who doesn't understand / believe in mental health?
Well, first, you're wrong. I think the best advice I would give is to educate yourself on it, because the more that you ignore it for someone that you love, it's just gonna make their lives worse, cause more trauma on them, create personality traits like anxiousness even stronger, or silence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it'll make, especially if you do it to someone who's very young, for the rest of their lives,
They're gonna always remember that.
They're never gonna trust that someone is going to be so willing to
try to understand. They're not
exactly
gonna ever want to talk to anyone because of that person lack of understanding. Also, I feel like if you like aren't educated on this, just Google. Like, it's so easy. We all have phones and computers in our hands. It's not that hard to Google or like talk to a doctor or ask anyone about
It's
this.
very easy to understand. It's just that a lot of people don't try, but it's so easy to just look it up.
Yeah, it's easy to look it up. I wouldn't say understand because people are so stuck in their ways, like years of this constant like the praying away type of thing that they don't notice how real it is and how much it can affect
Which we're
someone.
not saying like don't pray, because I think that religion and prayer can help a lot in certain cases if you are religious.
Mm-hmm. But at a certain point, get a doctor or like talk to someone because if you realize that's not working, you might need something else or even more than a doctor.
Mm-hmm. Again, we're not professionals, so don't take our word for everything.
But we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we have some more questions and a special guest, and it won't be as sad, trust me, but
see you then.
When you are in space, you can't run down to the store to buy parts. You have to improvise with what you have on your mission. Making is when there is something new that was not in existence at the beginning of the day. Okay. It's an incredible sense of accomplishment when you have made something. That's why I make. Now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Thanks for returning for the last segment of our show, and we've invited a special guest.
She's one of the only people that watch us.
Her name is Eileen. She's
the queen
in Oneida, and she's a junior. And what do you study again?
Zoology.
Oh, I said pre-med. That's wrong.
Pretty close.
Okay, so we thought it'd be fun to have a discussion about relationships. So we thought that we would bring on Eileen because
and have a group discussion.
Yeah, a third opinion.
So our first question is, and you know, either you guys answer it first.
Sure.
Is DMing someone on social media considered cheating?
Yeah, because like, what are you looking for when you're DMing somebody?
Exactly.
Like, you don't do that. Like, you're not supposed to be thinking about somebody else when you're with somebody.
I agree. What if it's like just a what's up?
I mean, maybe if it's like an old friend, but if it's like, I don't know. You know, it's like it's better to just not to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What about for you?
Yeah, I think the same thing as Eileen. Like, why are you DMing someone? It depends on the situation, though. Like, if somebody is messaging someone, "Hey, what's that shoe?" And be like, "All right, well, I guess you like the shoe."
Yeah.
You can't just be like, I don't know, impulsive in accusing people of cheating.
No.
What do you think? You seem to have an opinion.
Why do you have all these girlfriends that you just feel the need to hit up? That's my opinion. Like even what's up with me? Like why are you writing them? I feel
if someone hit another person up for the shoe, he asked her what shoe she was wearing in a snap.
What did you say? You don't like my shoes?
Like what?
Oh my God.
What's wrong with my shoes? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I feel like especially like if you're DMing them, like after a picture they posted, that's a big no-no.
Yeah.
Because why are you trying to call yourself
It just seems like an
attention?
excuse
We
to
know,
talk
like
to them.
we know, like in this generation, if you are replying to a picture, you're flirting with them.
Exactly.
In most times. Most times.
Yeah.
That's
Not
just
all
a way to start the conversation.
Mhm.
And then it's a like, oh, where are you from type thing, you know?
And then after that, it could just be the picture, and then they delete the rest of the messages and trick
Yeah,
you.
you don't know what they're hiding. They're being mad sus.
Exactly. Our second question, do you want to ask it?
How long do you think is too long for an engagement or no proposal?
No proposal. What?
Like, how long would you be in a relationship with someone
Oh.
and them not asking?
I
for
feel
a
like
proposal?
definitely maybe after a year or two of
Year or
living
two?
together.
Okay.
Okay.
Because you know, marriage is like for a lifetime, so you gotta at least know like how it's gonna be when you live together. So, and I feel like by the time you're living together, you've already been through so much that you have a good idea. I don't know. What about you guys?
No, I thought the same thing too. Like, I think maybe 2 or 3 years of dating and then like 2 years of living together. Not 1, 2.
Yeah, I feel like you have to have at least some time under your belt. But I feel like at least 3 years of living together.
Oh, goodness.
At least, I feel like a couple of years would be pretty nice.
I guess it like depends like when you do start living together. I don't know. Like, you know. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's pretty wacky. I think that.
How long is too long?
Let me give you a scenario. Let's say that you were dating someone for 5 years, and they haven't proposed to you yet. Is that okay?
Like in college, like on our stage, or like after,
or
before,
mid-20s.
You're 22, not 22.
No, you're 20. You're 26,
and you have been dating for 5 years. I feel like I probably would expect some kind of.
Would you
promise.
say anything to
Would
them?
you stay with them for that many years?
Yeah, but like you have to like have had like talked about
The
it.
discussion,
Yeah.
right? I think that's too many years. I'd be out
Would
by. I'd be out by 2.
By 2 years, she's bugging.
No, if we haven't talked about it yet.
Oh, okay.
But why? I feel like why wouldn't you guys talk about it? You know,
people are scared.
That's true.
That's true. There's a lot of people who
Would
don't
you
talk
just
about
leave
it.
then?
Yeah.
This
That's
girl's
true.
a maniac.
Okay. What do you think this generation's definition is of dating?
Well, I would like to think that their definition is like just spending time, but being there for the other person like, through ups and downs and like I don't know.
Do you consider dating in a relationship or just?
Oh! Maybe I misunderstood you.
Well, what do you consider dating? What's your definition of it?
I feel like first like taking them out, and then dating's. But for me, I feel like dating is when you're in that talking stage. Like you're only talking to them.
Yes.
That's dating.
We need to discuss that. Do you think that the talking stage is different from dating?
You have to like also bring it to like the next level. Like, okay, I think we're gonna be a thing. So then you kind of make that your official part.
So you think talking is setting it up
stage
for the dating?
Yeah, like yeah. Now you're confusing me.
I think it is.
What, talking is a setup for the dating?
Well, I don't think it should be, but I think that a lot
you're
of
getting to know them, right?
Yeah, but isn't that what dating is? I think that our generation is so afraid of commitment that they've just created another whole stage before it. Or in that like when you're dating someone and then you start talking to someone else, it's
like
it's
hurting.
offensive. But if you do that and then you say, "Oh, but we were just talking."
But you guys were just talking.
No.
It depends how serious you were talking.
No, because it's
I feel like it's not,
dating.
It's not a one-on-one thing until you're in a relationship. Like if you're talking, you could be talking to multiple people. Like what is it called? We're not monogamous. we're not official, so like you can talk to as many people as you want to. And I feel like this generation, we don't go on dates. So
I
it's
know,
just
I
like
really don't.
talking in a relationship. Then you start going on dates when you're in the relationship.
That's pretty sad. We don't go
Yeah.
on dates.
You know, Future said
like-
chicken wings and fries. We don't
What?
go on dates. But yeah, so do you talk to multiple people when you're on the talking stage, or is it just one person?
Just one person.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I'm like that too.
I feel like people use like, I don't know, like apps nowadays, or like especially like Tinder,
This is why
to
girls
kind of
get
like
played.
meet people. Yeah. So like
Yeah,
when
that's
you're
exactly
talking-
why. And yeah, that's exactly why. Yeah, because I think that, especially the way that you were raised, probably like your parents also weren't talking to multiple people, right?
That's true.
So, and then
If you
it's
see
passed
that
down,
more.
like and then you're kind of taught that you're supposed to talk to one person. That's why being like polyamorous, I think in my culture is like, what the heck?
Yeah, most people. I feel like when you're young.
I mean, there's cheaters in the Latino community. Let's not. But continue.
There's cheaters in every community. Yeah, everyone's out here. Yeah. But I feel like when you're young, you're supposed to talk to multiple people. Like
I think so too.
I feel like when girls, not even girls, when people commit
talk
to
or date.
both. But I feel like when you like set yourself on one person when you're so young, like, and you guys aren't official, that's how you get hurt. Because like we weren't nothing. Like you know.
I feel like that's also something you have to bring up though when you're talking to somebody. Eventually, you have to like be brave enough to ask, okay, are you talking to anybody else? And then that's how you know, like, if they've kind of been committed to you.
Like, so what are we?
Yeah,
What
the
are we?
low-key.
What are we doing here?
No, but you're right.
Yeah, I agree.
As we get older, it's clearer that communication is what we really have to do. Because a lot of
have
people
to talk to people.
Yeah, because you'll talk to someone and then like a month in, you find out that they've been talking to someone else. Okay, yeah, but that they've been talking to someone else, and then do you feel like it's right for the person to say, "Oh, but we were just talking," even if they weren't open with you that they have been talking to other people?
Probably not, but I mean, if they're starting to see that, oh, she's starting to talk more serious, and then so I'd prefer that they tell me like, oh, we're just talking.
Do you think they have the obligation?
Yeah, I think they should.
I think so too. You don't think so?
No, you're not obligated to do anything. So, I mean, I feel like you guys have high expectations for people.
I guess
that's why. Yeah, I know people are liars and they're not going to be honest with you. So just going into it with that mind, you hope, but they're not. Yeah.
So then, how do you know if they're not? Like, if they're all liars?
You just gotta be doing what you want to do too, and then
until
hey,
until one of you decides to speak up first.
Like, so what we doing? Like, you said, so what's happening? But thank you, Eileen.
Thank you so much for coming, and we wanted to give some final shout outs, like
to Jen and our fan there.
My cousins, Eileen, who watches
Thank
us,
you guys for having me.
Lyric, Geraldine, and then we have no other friends. But that's about it. And thank you so much for watching us, because,
this is our last episode.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy our discussion?
Yes.
Yes, relationships are crazy. Are you guys going to go into the world with lower expectations of people?
Oh, I already do. And I hope you guys do too, because this is a mess.
This is all a mess.
Thank you so much for watching.
And tune into our old episodes on YouTube.
Yes, please. Bye.
You know who's going off in fantasy this week? Drew Brees.
Brees with time.
You know, you guys are sleeping on Odell Beckham Jr., though. I think he's scoring 3 TDs this week.
And it throws it Beckham across the middle.
No, tell me, the Bears defense is what's going to go off this week. I mean, holy
Chicago Bears.
Looking for these? You drive Buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
As an American, it's hard to hear that we have a serious hunger issue in our country. And as a parent, it's even harder to hear that 1 in 5 of our kids struggles with hunger, especially when billions of pounds of good food are wasted every year. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide billions of meals to families in need right in your community. Visit feedingamerica.org to support Feeding America and your local food bank. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Want to know all the latest things pop culture? Tune in to Let's Talk About It.